I can practically feel my heels lifting already. Yes! This is what I was supposed to do, bring you back here.
It feels right.
It does.
This scene is sort of this moment where everything has kind of been upended. Barbie's bringing Gloria and Sasha back to Barbie Land to try to be like, look at how wonderful things can be.
Oh, that's strange.
Wow!
Incoming brewski beer.
So that's our president with the beer, and the cheering squad is the Supreme Court.
This is so much better than being president.
Something's weird today. No one's meant to feel self-conscious in Barbie Land until Barbie starts having an existential crisis. But before that, it would never occur to her that being in a bikini could be embarrassing. It's like she feels great, they all feel great, every day is great. Anyway, wait until you see my dream house. Everything I've bought and owned will totally inspire you. And we can change clothes again.
She comes and it's this feeling of like, something is amiss here.
What happened here?
Everything, basically everything, exists to expand and elevate the presence of men. That's amazing. It's beautiful. I know.
Barbie's here.
Ken? What have you done? What are you wearing?
Don't question it, just roll with it, tiny baby.
Don't call me baby.
What about mini baby? Like this mini fridge?
No, Ken, this is my dream house. It is my dream house. It's mine.
Barbie and Ken had come to our world, and while they're there, they discover different things. Barbie thinks that Barbie saved women. And Ken is surprised to encounter a world in which he is acknowledged as having any kind of importance at all.
My Ken was created as an accessory. He only exists within the warmth of her gaze. He has no identity of his own. He's in a kind of existential hell.
This is no longer Barbie's dream house. This shall henceforth be known as Ken's Mojo Dojo Casa house. Try it.
Mojo Dojo Casa. Don't say it.
Mojo Dojo Casa house.
And one thing that we did design-wise was they didn't really change anything. They just put it on top of whatever was there. And it almost has that like plastered over it quality. And they just like plopped a black leather couch down in the lawn and they put a basketball hoop and a pull-up bar. They've just pasted it on.
Everything you know that you're doing for Barbie, you're going to see the transition into Kendom. And there's a lot of fun in that, you know, in what happens with Kendom and what comes in from the real world. You find that there is a beauty that comes from amassing sometimes unaesthetic objects together. The immediate thing is, from the absence of things to create the beauty, is the chaos of things that he's brought back. And the color palette changes. You know, we're now bringing in the blacks, the whites. You know, he can have electricity, he can, all these things that were forbidden outside.
And he's also got a giant Hummer car.
There's a rationale to everything that is put in there. There's the lazy boys, the mini fridges, and then of course horses everywhere. You know, we made so many lampshades, towels, everything everywhere. But behind all that is all still Barbie Dream House because he hasn't cleared anything out. He's just pushed it to the side.
And it's an interesting thing because it's kind of, you know, it's not that it gets, it still has to be toys, so it doesn't get dirty or, you know, kind of, you know, things are put on it. It's not bedded in. Everything's on it. It's very kind of surface, isn't it? It's the kind of that transformation.
You know,
it's just like all these tiny flourishes that I think just make everything you look at, it's like even more detailed than you can imagine. That goes for the performances and the costumes and the sets. It's just maximalist.
In the designs and the architecture and in the props themselves, there's layers of things happening where it's fun to look at. There was an embracing of what is artificial to achieve an effect, an emotion.
I felt that my role in this was as much as possible supporting that notion of these are indeed Barbies and Kens, and so they're dolls, but for them, Barbie Land is a real world, you know, and this is where they've been, and it's supposed to feel authentic to them. So I strive to do as much as possible the lighting, the feeling of it. It is a real place, even though it looks so fake, but for them it's real.
I'm just having some brewski beers at my Mojo Dojo Casa house. You can stay if you want, as my bride wife. or my long-term, low-commitment, distance girlfriend. What do you say? Brewski beer me?
I will not brewski beer you.
Barbie and Ken, they're dolls, so we were always thinking about children playing with them, that there was this childlike aspect to both of them. There's a naive quality, but also a playfulness and even a kind of wickedness that children have, and certainly in the Ken world. He understands them kind of like a kid does, in that way of, like, I see that and that and that and the horse and the mink and I'm just gonna put them all on.
Ryan, he and Greta had discussed the sliced alone fur coat, and Ryan had said, yes, definitely, I want to wear that. So that became for me a guide to how far we could go. And I have to say that however far I pushed it, Ryan would always come up with something else. It's exaggerated because it's Ken, you know, and Ken just goes the full look. There's no nuance or anything, it's just complete. And in a way, that's right, because that is what Barbies and Kens do.
Jacqueline always said, Barbie doesn't dress for the day, she dresses for the activity. I thought that was a good way to understand her.
It was kind of fun to jump into a slightly different version. It's like every time Barbie changes her outfit, she's morphing into something else, a different vibe.
There's a meme out right now that says the costume designer for Barbie has a free pass to heaven. And I agree.
Buckle up, babe. Because Barbie Land, it's now Ken Land. And it's gonna be just like Century City in Los Angeles because they had it all figured out in Century City. The minute you get out of your car, you're like, I can't believe how great this place is.
No. They don't have it figured out in Century City because we failed them.
No, you failed me!
So much of Ken's journey is that, like, Ken is truly this forgotten man. Like, when she says,
you can go now.
I thought I might stay over tonight.
Why?
Because we're girlfriend-boyfriend.
To do what?
I'm actually not sure.
and, you know, everybody laughs and it's funny and he just accepts it, that actually that hurt him, and that when you hear it the other way, you're like, ooh, that's hurtful, and it was hurtful the first time.
If you'll excuse me, this is my Mojo Dojo Casa house. It's not Barbie's Mojo Dojo Casa house. Right? How's that feel? It is not fun, is it?
Ryan and I talked a lot about that he was doing this because on some level, he thinks maybe then she'll respect him, that she'll like him, because he sees that men in the real world seem to have women who like them as more than just like something that goes with their outfit. So he thinks, oh, well, maybe this will be a way that I can win her, even though it's obviously wrong-headed. And then when she seems to reject it, he lashes out.
Barbie, take your lady fashions with you. Take your celebrate disco bell-bottoms and your ice-capades pretty practice suit and dazzling show skirt.
These are archival.
Your pajama jam in Amsterdam sits. And your pretty paisley palazzo pants.
Get the palazzo!
Then get out!
When Margot has her meltdown after Ken has his meltdown, we love that because they're so dramatic. So when they're allowed to be dramatic, they're like, you know, it's like all very broad in that way. And so, you know, then it culminating in her like, you know, falling down on the ground and falling over. And then what Margot does so wonderfully is sort of where you feel the doll and where you feel the human. Like when she falls down, she's like a doll again. She's just sort of like inert on the ground.
Margot is so precise in how she approaches her characters. You're able to go on a real journey with her because she's always able to make things grounded and relatable and very emotional. Even when it's ridiculous and heightened and funny, you never feel like you lose the humanity. And so I knew I could take her on this madcap adventure and that you would never feel left behind by her performance.
This is the lowest I've ever been.
And that's the moment that she actually starts her transition into the real world permanently. So I think it was quite important that we took her on that journey of becoming human.
with visual kind of tools as well. It's like her hair becoming more human.
The ideas were just to really show this evolution. So it was all those like subtle signals we're trying to give the audience by the end of the film of like, she's not a Barbie anymore.
Barbie Land is perfect, but it's perfect in the eyes of a child in a certain way. So I think I saw it in a lot of ways of growing up, and growing up is accepting mess and accepting complication.
That's why I was created. I only exist within the warmth of your gaze. Without it, I'm just another blonde guy who can't do flips.
One thing I loved about playing this character is that just the extremes to which he experiences everything, the highest highs and the lowest lows.
Ken, you have to figure out who you are without me.
Why?
You're not your girlfriend. You're not your house. You're not your mink.
Beach?
Nope, you're not even Beach. Maybe it's Barbie and it's Ken.
I used to know, but I'm not sure now.
I want to give people a sense of like, you're okay and you have value just as you are. It is not something you earn or you need to achieve. You want to celebrate everything women have done, but we also don't want to be saying like, unless you do that, you haven't done enough. I think that in a way, symbols like Barbie are important to be able to reflect back the enoughness of just being a girl, being a woman, being a person. And I think that's what I wanted to explore in this movie.
What was I made for?